Hi everyone, I'm Tammy Mack and welcome to my channel where I interview Canadian entrepreneurs and share information on Canadian made products. Tonight I had the honor of interviewing Mackenzie, the founder and owner of Bro Brick, where they create manly, boozy scented bars of soap, which is super cool and something I have never heard of before. And they have recently launched bars of soap that are for females and for kids, but the basis of his company is for men. Please help me welcome Mackenzie.
Okay, here we go. All right, Mackenzie, I again want to thank you for accepting my message and request to have you join my interview. I heard of you, like you have ads that pop up on Facebook.
I do.
Well, I don't know if it's an ad, but it's your page that pops up. You know, you got, as you start to purchase certain things on your phone, it's like your phone hears you, right? So
Right.
you talk about something, you order, say, like a bar of soap or whatever. I did notice your page pop up. But when I at the beginning, when I got to know that your business existed, Bro Brick, my brother had recommended your company to someone to reach out to interview because he uses your product and he loves them. So
Awesome.
yeah, it is awesome. So I just want to learn a little bit more about you. Like, who is Mackenzie? Where do you live? Where are you from? Just a bit of your history, your background.
All right. Well, I'm originally from Saskatchewan, just a small town, Delisle. Probably never heard of it. And then I moved around Saskatchewan for a little bit. I was in Regina for a while, attending a BFA at the university. Decided that wasn't for me, so I came over to Grant McEwen here to be a graphic designer. And that's how the company actually got started. I was a graphic designer, freelance graphic designer for about 5 years, and then I wanted to do a branding experiment. So I had to come up with a product and brand it, and that ended up being the Bro Brick. And people ended up liking the soap so much that I actually do very little graphic design now, and I'm mainly doing the soap.
Yeah. Okay. So it just started as an experiment. That's very cool.
It was an accident. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Grant McEwen is in Edmonton,
Mhm.
and you're still living there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And you have your family, and that's where you're settled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Awesome. So where does, like, you live in Edmonton, so how does where you live influence you and how you live, I guess, for you and your family?
I don't know. I really like Edmonton. When I moved here, it was just it was obviously a lot bigger city than I was used to. I don't know if it influenced the product at all. I really liked the town, and I liked setting up here. And yeah, I can't imagine living anywhere else.
Yeah. So you grew up in a small community then. What was the population?
I think it's like 1,200 people. It's not a
Yeah,
lot.
really small. Yeah. Yeah. So you feel like you're more of a city person then. So not necessarily how the city influences your business, but maybe just you. So what kinds of things do you enjoy doing in the city?
Um, let's see. You can't do in a small town. I like fast food. You can't get that in a small town.
Yeah, there's probably not even a set of street lights there, hey?
Well, there's street lights there,
Oh,
sure.
is there? Oh, some small communities don't have them. I've been there. I've been to places where there's no street lights, so you never know. Nice. So you did touch base on a little bit how your business transpired. So you were at Grant McEwen and it was a test, and then so what made you think of doing soap? How did that idea come about?
Well, it started out like I was doing a line of like men's products because there wasn't a lot of stuff around. So I started with a line of men's candles. They were called Commandals, but they didn't sell so well. I think maybe I picked the wrong scents. So I thought, well, what other things do men like? And I'm just like, well, guys like, guys do use soap. So I just came up with a line of men's soap because there wasn't anything else around. There's a lot of floral scents and a lot of stuff for ladies, but there's nothing for guys. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just ended up picking a bunch of scents that I really liked, and yeah, it just kind of took off.
hmm So what inspires your creativity? So when you're trying to find a new scent or whatnot.
Usually they're mostly boozy scents. So I
Yeah.
get like the rum and coke, a Ryan ginger. I now have 6 different beer scents. So it's just all stuff that I like.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a brilliant idea. I love
Look
it.
at
What's that? Oh no, I do because you're not wrong. Like there are all of those lines of products are always geared to women. And I mean, my husband in particular, he's a bar soap guy and he uses Irish Spring. He's like, I don't like any other bar soap. I'm like, now we're gonna have to transfer his purchasing to Brobrick because Irish Spring is disgusting. So gross.
Yeah, that's what I used to buy actually before I started making my own soap. And I tell you, I can't go back to it. I've tried using it again, and it just feels terrible.
And it smells awful.
Yeah, it's not a great scent. A lot of guys like it just because of the curve of it, and they can scrub themselves down. But yeah, the scent is not good, and it doesn't lather as well as a handmade soap does.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So what do you enjoy most about being an entrepreneur?
Flexible hours, definitely. Especially with my kids, the age they are. It's always been nice that I can always just jump up and get them if they're sick, or spend the day with them, or do whatever I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Not zoned to that 9 to 5. I mean, sometimes it would be nice because it would just be 40 hours a week. As an entrepreneur, you end up doing a little more than 40 hours a week.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of evenings and weekends too.
Mm-hmm. When everyone else is relaxing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long have you had your business for? When did it become?
I incorporated in 2009, but I didn't start the Bro Brick until 2015.
Wow. So it's been around for a little while. That's awesome. Yeah. So on the flip side, what do you like least about being an entrepreneur?
Instability.
Mhm.
You always hope that you're making enough in a month to keep going. Yeah, and the hours. It's too many hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the nice thing about soap is it's residual. You have to keep buying more soap. So that's perfect, right?
People get it, and hopefully they get addicted to it, and they
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think just hearing your sense, that I'm sure will sell. That's why they sell, right? Because it's geared towards men and it's cool sense. And yeah. So what's one thing that you know now with running your own business that you wished you would have known at the beginning?
How to run a business. I never took any business courses at all, so it's always been I'm learning on the fly how to do everything, and that's always a little tricky. It would be nice if I had, since it was kind of a spring up and I didn't really know what I was doing. It would have been nice to have a plan or any kind of know-how.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you talking more about like maybe more so the marketing side or the business planning side or or all of it in general?
All of it in general, because when I was just a graphic designer, it was pretty straight and cut. I'd advertise, I'd acquire clients, do jobs for them, and sign it off, and that was about it. So there wasn't a ton to do with Brobrick. There's a lot more software I needed to learn,
Mm-hmm.
a lot business tactics that I wish I would have, like I said, I wish I would have known ahead of time.
Yeah. Nice. So what were the best resources along the way that has helped you maybe ease some of that or just helped in general?
Just talking with other business owners. When I work a market, you get to chat with everybody and see what they're up to, what has worked for them, what hasn't worked. And yeah, we just go from there and just exchange ideas.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever taken any like self-development course or attended any seminars that just kind of help with that creativity and that inspiration and self-confidence, or has it more just been connecting with individuals?
Mainly individuals. I have attended the odd seminar, definitely not any classes. Again, I probably should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes it just elevates you to a whole different level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for everyone though. So who would you say is your biggest inspiration?
Inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
I looked to other the handmade soap companies that have expanded and their business, like Rocky Mountain or there's a Wild Prairie. They're both soap companies that have really blown up and doing really, really well. So I'm trying to emulate them a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So who would you want to give a shout out to, or who are those individuals that you'd like to get a shout out to that have been, rooting for you and supporting you along the way from the beginning of your business to even today, that has been your ride or die support system?
Oh, I don't know if I have anybody like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, my wife is always behind me, right? She's always helping out wherever she can. She works full time, so she chips in where she can. And as soon as my kids get a little older, they'll be making soap with me as well.
Yeah, for sure. So where do you make your soap?
Just here in the house, in the basement, actually, I have it set up. I did have a warehouse for a couple of years, but it just got too expensive. So I figured nobody uses the basement anyway. So I just I set it up downstairs.
Yeah. Oh, and it just to get rid of some of that overhead just makes things so much easier. Hey.
Yeah, it was expensive. It was about 1,100 a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough for sure. So what advice would you give someone who today maybe wanted to start their own small business that you might have wanted to hear at the beginning or had heard?
Definitely come up with a plan of some kind, and make sure your paperwork's in order. Like incorporate and make sure you got some solid bookkeeping software, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, research a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those all may seem like very small things, but when you pile them all up for an extended period of time, they become mountains. Yeah. So what is the next step then for BroBrick? I did take a look at your page and you've got some great soap, and I did notice that you have a few for women and kids.
Yeah.
So is that something new, or have you always had those as well?
Yeah, they've been around for probably 4 years out of the 5 years, well, 6 years, I guess, never been in business. But no, my wife asked me because she says the BroBricks are too big for her hands. So she asked me to do a smaller brick for her. And then I just asked her what scent she would want to have. So we came up with that. And then, the ones for kids, we just call it the Brat Brick because, again, my kids were bugging me. They wanted soaps for themselves. And then, so my son picked the banana one and my daughter picked the bubblegum one. And so I just came out with those.
Yeah, awesome.
All by request. If anybody wants any kind of special scent, I mean, feel free to message me, send me an email, and I can do my best to try to accommodate.
Yeah. So how would a retailer reach out to you, or do you sell directly from your website?
Oh, the website would be like the retail side of it, but there's also a link to a wholesale account. It's Tundra, and so you can go through the Tundra website and order wholesale, or just like I said, just message me directly, and I can send off the forms, and we'll get you started.
Cool. So where can the viewers find you, and what email address would that be?
It's just Mackenzie at thebrobrick.com. And the website is thebrobrick.com. I tried to have it just brobrick.com, but apparently somebody else owns it and they're just not using it.
Interesting.
So I had to put the in front of it. Makes it a little awkward though. I wish it was just brobrick.com.
Yeah, you'll have to go check out one day, see if they let it go.
I emailed them. They never got back to me.
Really? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, and you're on Instagram?
I am?
Well. Yeah,
I
will include all that on the description below on the link. Yeah. So in closing, this is just a bit of a lighter question. So what is one of your all-time favorite books and why?
I actually grabbed it. It's actually a series of books. It's The Far Side.
Okay.
They're the best. It's just so delightfully weird.
Yep. The Far Side.
Yeah, love The Far Side.
Yeah, I've never heard of them, so I'm going to go take a look.
Really? Gary Larson? Never heard of it?
Well, maybe if I look it up, but I don't recall. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll look it up. I like reading, so awesome. Well, Mackenzie, I am really grateful for you to take the time out of your evening, to be on here with me. And I'm excited to share and try your soap. I'm definitely going to be ordering stuff for my husband and share, like, because I live in Hinton, and I don't believe there's any retailers in Hinton that have your soap. So I'm going to be seeking out someone to maybe open up a wholesale account with you, because I think it would be great.
Definitely.
Yeah. So anyways, have a great evening, and thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for tuning in and watching my interview. If you like what you see and you want to see more, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment below with a Canadian entrepreneur or a Canadian product that you would like to see on my channel. Thanks so much. Peace.